Hi, welcome to part 1 of the user experience demo of the next generation AI claims processing solution. Here we're going to look at the experience of the end user who's making the claim as well as the claim assessor. Part 2 will have a look at the experience of a claims team leader and the chief claims officer. So let's now have a look at the user experience, and I'm going to start by having a look as a customer. Now our customer wants to understand what they need to do to make a claim, easily start the claim, maybe pause and resume, and do that over any channel, and only provide that essential information just once. So here we have a mock-up application. Obviously in the real world this will be replaced by your application. But in this mock-up, the customer, Sam Moore, can explore her insurance, so she's got income protection and life. She can see she made a previous claim and maybe get other information. What I want to do though is I want to start making a claim. And the system will tell me what I need to provide depending on the type of claim I'm going to make. And here we'll start the claim, and it's going to ask me some basic information, and obviously this is going to be based on your database of forms using the data science tools we talked about to deliver the right information and the right questions. For now I'm just going to fill this in, so that's my GP. I'll hit next. I could perhaps claim for a sickness or a physical injury or both, and again the system will ask me for the right information depending on what I've selected, but I'll just fill this in now. So I've got a fractured pelvis. It happened while walking down Walker Street in North Sydney. I slipped on a banana peel, and there were no witnesses. So I'll hit next. The treatment provider was another medical provider, and I'll fill that details in. So I went to the Royal North Shore Hospital emergency department. They have a treatment plan for me as a minor fracture. Now notice things like the words fracture. This is stuff that our data science tool can mine, and we've got great examples where they've done this, in order to ask appropriate questions or determine risk. But for now I'll just hit next. I'll give some basic information about my last day at work and my return to work plans. So I need about 3 months off, and hopefully I'll be back in March or April. I am entitled to some sick leave. I've put in my earnings, and it's asked me to upload my 2 pay slips. Now I don't actually have that handy, so I could say no, I'll provide it later, maybe do that via email or upload it somewhere, but I'm just going to exit. So I'll confirm the exit, and it's taking me back to the home page. Notice that there's an action to do because the claim is incomplete. Now I could always cancel, but I might choose to continue when I get home and I've got the appropriate pay slips. So I'll say yes, I have those now. I'll upload them, and there's my December and November pay slips. And I'll hit next. Am I entitled to any other insurance? Now it could ask me more information here depending on what I've put in, but in this mock-up we just kept it simple because I want to show that once I've hit next and I've reviewed the claim and I submit it, the system can say, okay, we've received it, and then maybe it looks at everything once it's received and comes back with some information. Now of course the person could always explore the claim details later on, but at some point they might get a notification or an email, again in the app, that says, hey, we need you to do something. And again, we're only asking for the basic information. This could be after submission, or it could be during the first notice of claim. In here I'll hit take action, and I've got a couple of examples. So the first one's a pretty obvious one. We need some medical information, so we would like you to upload your x-rays. Now again, I could say, look, I'll send them later, but I happen to have them, and I will upload the files. Okay, so there's the photos of my x-rays. But TIBCO's an integration company, so we can do a lot more than that. One of the things that we're seeing more and more with insurance companies and with healthcare providers is using standards like HL7 or FHIR, F-H-I-R, to be able to connect and receive health information. And obviously we need permission for that. So I could ask for permission from my customer to say, could we please connect to the Royal North Shore Hospital and get just the essential information, right, just for that incident. Or we could use our integration capabilities to do something more. So for example, we could say, well, we'd like you to attend an appointment with one of our specialists to confirm the diagnosis. And here we might integrate with mapping tools, so the person could choose one close to them, perhaps the Greenwood Medical Centre. Integration with calendar systems, so the person could perhaps choose an appointment. This is all part of the capabilities of TIBCO. Now once we're done, the claim will go into review. And here I'm going to switch across to my next user, the Claims Assessor. Now of course the whole purpose of an automated claims processing solution is that all the low risk claims will go to straight through processing. So Really, we want to cut down the number of claims that are going to a claims assessor, and they should only have to deal with the ones that need human intervention. And then that person needs to be able to see the information about the claim and make that determination to either approve, reject, or potentially change the risk value and feedback to the machine learning model and send it through perhaps a high risk approach. So let's have a look at the UI that we created for a claims assessor. So this UI has been created with one of TIBCO's Cloud Starter toolkits, and it combines analytics from our Visual Analytics tool along with case management through a tool called Live Apps. I could quickly go to my work items and pick up a work item here. So look, let's grab this one here. Now, of course, this is one of the case management tools we have. There are others. TIBCO has a deep BPM, and of course you could use your own system, but we like this because it's really quick and low code to be able to create. Here we can see the details of the claim. We can see that it was made by Sam Moore. We can see her employment details. We can see the claim details. We can see the risk score. It was 69 from the risk model, and we'll come back to that. We can see the documents, the policy, and so on. Now we can go and have a look at the documents that she may have uploaded. We can see them there. We could even have a look at the photo of the fracture that she suffered to her pelvis. And as a case assessor, I could very quickly make a determination here. So I'm going to actually validate this claim and say, yes, it's a valid claim. It doesn't need further investigation, which would then take it to a different process and potentially go into the more deep BPM or an existing claims process tool that you may already have. Now, once that's done, I'll see there's no work items left, so I'm actually going to close the case. And what I wanted to sort of summarize here is that it's very easy to create a experience appropriate for a claims assessor with just the information they need. So that's the end of part 1 of the user experience demo. In part 2, we'll look at the experience of the claims team leader and the chief claims officer. Thanks very much.